Did you? Want that table thing? Seahawks picture. Awesome. His high school picture? That's great. I love that. Jay Debbie. Good thing they did this. This was much easier to read than my list, my typed list. Yeah. They did a nice job. Did you see it? I mean, that's a great. Yeah. Oh, I know. I sure am. Yeah, Joe King's right here. No. I wouldn't count it.
Regular meeting of the City Council will now come to order. Please call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Council Capone.
Here.
Council Della Sola.
Here.
Council DeFlorio.
Here.
Council Hanlon.
Here.
Council Matusky. Here. Council McKinnon. Council McLaughlin.
Present.
Council Napolitano.
Here.
Council Sani.
Here.
Council Simonelli.
Here.
Council DePiero.
Here.
We have 10 members present, Mr. President.
Please stand and salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilor McKinnon sends his regrets tonight, but I want to wish him a happy 24th wedding anniversary. Councilor Capone?
If we could please have a moment of silence for Donna Dyer. She was a lifelong resident of Everett. She was involved with joint health care for children here at City Hall for 10 years, and just an all-around wonderful woman. We lost her on Wednesday evening.
Thank you. First item, Mr. Clerk.
Our first item of business, Mr. President, is a public hearing to all parties interested in petition from National Grid to install approximately 2 to 4 inch PVC conduit across the sidewalk onto the property at 210 Broadway.
Is the petitioner present? Please step forward and identify yourself.
Good evening. My name is John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. I'm representing National Grid. The petition that you have in front of you, 210 Broadway, is upgrading their electrical service. Their existing service is old and antiquated. To do that, we are going to have to install 2 4-inch PVC conduit from an existing manhole which is in the sidewalk. It's not in the street, it's just in the sidewalk, and probably just half a panel will be disturbed on it. So we're not going to disrupt the road itself at all. We're just going into private property. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm happy to answer them.
Councilor McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the petitioner. Can you just tell me where 210 Broadway is?
It's right next to the old Charleston Chew right now, coming off the circle.
So it's in front of Granger or right in
It's,
that
it's
area?
up close to Santilli Circle.
So closer
It's
to
the
the
first one coming down the rotary.
And the manhole is currently on the sidewalk?
It's on the sidewalk, yes.
So you're going from there into the property at
Yep.
210?
Oh, you had that. Okay, perfect.
Okay, great. And what are the hours that you plan on doing this work? Is this just regular daytime work?
Yeah, oh, yeah. yeah.
There's no road work, road
Yeah,
construction?
probably 9 o'clock at earliest, I would think.
Okay.
The
And you'll,
traffic is probably pretty bad in the morning at that
it is.
area, yeah.
yeah, and that's a concern.
Yep.
And you'll also have ample police detail
Oh, yeah.
on site?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll yield the floor to my colleague, I believe has some questions. Thank you.
Councilor Matusky.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Jankowski, maybe I missed it, but how long is this project going to take?
Oh, it's probably just on public property. It's probably going to be, geez, not even half a day on that.
Just a
Because
half a
It's all
day.
on private property.
Because they did work on the island right opposite 210 Broadway. They've been doing work right along.
Oh,
Now, this has nothing to do with the casino, right?
nothing at all.
So what is this actually going to do?
Actually, 210 is upgrading their service, and their existing service, it has some transformers that's customer-owned. It was probably installed 70 years ago, I checked to see, 1952.
So it's,
So we're going to get rid of those transformers and put a new pad-mounted transformer, all on private property.
so it's a short-term
Oh, yeah.
job.
Mhm.
That's good to hear, because we've had some lengthy, right in that area, and the traffic backs right up on Main Street, Broadway, everywhere. So keep
Yeah,
that in mind when you're,
The only good thing is it's just going to be on public for 5 feet, so most of it all on private property, so which
well,
is
that's
a
good
good
news.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for being here this evening. We appreciate it.
All set, Counselor?
Yes, thank you.
Counselor Della Sola still would like to speak.
Good evening. Just a quick question, or actually a comment. When they do the work there, I know it's only one day, half a day, could they park the trucks they're using in the property,
Oh, yeah.
not
Yeah.
on the street itself?
Oh, of course, yeah, I don't think you can.
And there'd be a
could
police
park out there.
detail, obviously.
Mhm.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, Counselor?
Nope.
There was a motion to excuse our guest for the customary thanks. Motion made and
Motion
seconded.
open public,
All those
public
in
hearing.
favor of excusing our guest? Aye, opposed, the ayes have it. Counselor?
Motion to open the public hearing.
Motion made and seconded to open the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. I'm going to ask 3 times if anyone in the audience is in favor of this petition, then I'm going to do so in the negative as well. Is anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? Is anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? Is anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? That part is finished. I'm going to ask 3 times if anyone is opposed. Is anyone in the audience opposed to this petition? Is anybody opposed? Is anybody opposed? That portion is now finished. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion.
Motion made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. The matter is before you. Motion made and seconded for favorable action.
Counselor Capone. Yes. Counselor Della Sola.
Yes.
Counselor DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counselor Hanlon. Counselor Matusky.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Napolitano.
Yes.
Counselor Sani.
Yes.
Counselor Simonelli.
Yes.
Counselor DePiero.
Yes,
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
it has passed.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to open public participation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Is there a sign-in sheet, Counselor?
There's nobody on the sign-in sheet, Mr. President.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the city council? No. Is there a motion to close
Make a
public
motion to close
participation?
and close public participation.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, could we please suspend the rules and take items 3, 4, and 5 collectively?
Motion made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 3 through 5 collectively. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 3 is an order here to appoint Celia Matarazzo to the Board of Assessors for a 3-year term expiring May 2020. Item number 4 is to appoint Maeve Cannon to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term expiring May 2020. Item number 5 is an order appointing Ronnie Simonelli to the position of lieutenant, Lieutenant Andrew Brennan to captain, and Lieutenant Kevin Williams to captain in the Everett Fire Department.
Second.
Motion made and seconded for favorable action on the orders.
Counselor Capone. Yes. Counselor Della Sola.
Yes.
Counselor DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counselor Hanlon. Counselor Matusky.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counselor Napolitano.
Yes.
Counselor Sani. Counselor Simonelli.
Yes.
Counselor DePiero.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Will you please step forward to the promotions?
Stop, Lieutenant.
If any family members or friends want to come closer to get some photographs, please feel welcome to.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Ronnie Simonelli. Do solemnly swear. To faithfully and impartially. Discharge and perform. All the duties incumbent upon me. As Lieutenant of the Everett Fire Department. To the best of my abilities and understanding. Agreeably to the rules. Regulations. Laws. Ordinances and charter. Of the city of Everett. So help me God. I do solemnly swear. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And will support the Constitution. And laws of the Commonwealth. So help me God. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly
to
swear
bear true faith and allegiance
to be a true faith and
to
allegiance
the United States of America
to the United States of
and
America
support the Constitution
and support the
of the United
Constitution
States.
of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's yours. And that's ours. Okay, that's yours. Give that to Mom.
Lieutenant Brennan?
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Andrew Brennan. Do solemnly swear. To faithfully and impartially. Discharge and perform. All the duties incumbent upon me. As a captain of the Everett Fire Department. According to the best of my abilities. And understanding. Agreeably to the rules. Regulations. Ordinances. And charter of the city of Everett. So help me God. I do solemnly swear. To bear true faith and allegiance. To the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Support the laws. And Constitution of the Commonwealth. So help me God. I do solemnly swear. To bear true faith and allegiance. To the United States of America. And support the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. Congratulations. Yep. That one's yours. This one's ours. Congratulations.
Last but not least, Lieutenant Williams.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Kevin Williams.
I, Kevin
Do
Williams,
solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
To faithfully and impartially.
to faithfully and impartially
Discharge and perform.
discharge and perform
All the duties incumbent upon me.
all duties incumbent upon
As
me
a captain of the Everett Fire
as
Department.
a captain of the Everett Fire Department,
According to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities,
Understanding.
understanding,
Agreeably to the rules.
agreeably to the rules,
Regulations.
regulations,
Laws.
laws,
Ordinances and charter
ordinance, and charter
of the city of Everett.
of the city of
So help me
Everett.
God.
So help me God.
I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly
That I
swear
will bear true faith and allegiance.
that I will be in true faith and allegiance
To the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
to the Commonwealth of
And
Massachusetts
support the laws
and support the
and
laws
Constitution
and
of the
Constitution
Commonwealth.
of the Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to
of
support
America.
the Constitution of the United States of America.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I got the picture of my allegiance. Okay. Captain. You just sign right here. And this one's yours.
Going to take a 5-minute recess, ladies and gentlemen, for a group photo, and if Lieutenant Brennan will come back up for a moment.
Technically, he doesn't have to be.
Seems to be less people tonight. It seems to be less people tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Which is all right. Good. Oh, come on, congratulate him.
Excuse me, everybody. I just want to congratulate firefighter Jack Gardner on getting engaged over the week. Congratulations, Jack. All right, folks, back to business.
Item number 2, Mr. President, is an order sponsored by Council Anthony DePiero, President, to declare a 1997 Pierce Dash pumper fire truck surplus as it is no longer needed. Once declared surplus by the Honorable City Council, the inventory will be sold by public auction.
Motion made and seconded for favorable action. Please call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Counsel Capone.
Yes.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Is Sean off?
Counsel Matusky.
Between there?
Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
Somewhere in the house.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
You have passed. Item number 6 is now before you.
Item number 6 is an order sponsored by Counsel Anthony DePiero, President, to accept donations of $100 from State Line Graphics and $1,000 from Paul W. Marks Company to the City of Everett Celebration account.
Accept the donations, letter of thanks.
Motion made and seconded to accept the donation and send a letter of thanks. All those in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Unless- Item number 7, Mr.
Item number
Clerk.
7, order sponsored by Counsel Anthony DePiero, President, to authorize the 53.5 revolving funds in use by many city departments for the fiscal year 2018. This is routine. Yeah, this is something we do every year.
Routine? Okay. Motion made and seconded for favorable action.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
on the motion, just that if we can have what departments, how much it was and how much it was before.
Yeah, I can
don't
get
have
that to you,
But I want to
Counsel.
send to the Budget Committee. I don't need it, just send it to the Budget Committee,
The list?
the list.
Okay.
Okay, I have that.
Please
Counsel Capone.
Item 7.
Yes.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Matusky. Yes. Counsel McLaughlin. Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Revolving
Yes.
funds.
Counsel
Said
DePiero.
it's routine. Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
You have passed. Next item.
Okay.
Second motion.
One counselor does have a question on 9, so can we do 8 and 10 instead? Motion made and seconded to take items 8 and 10. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 8 is petition for renewal of a second-hand dealer's license on VSM Services, 539 Ferry. And 10, it's for renewal. And number 10, petition for renewal of second-class motor vehicle license from Ciro's at 105 Broadway.
All the
Favorable
paperwork in
action
order,
on
Mr.
Yes.
Clerk? Okay. Motion made and seconded for favorable action. Please call the roll.
Counsel Capone.
Yes.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon. Counsel Matusky. Yes. Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani. Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Petitions have passed. Item number 9.
Item number 9, petition from owner of car Balusulam by Marlene's at 128 Buckingham Street to erect a permanent awning.
Mr. President, through you, can we refer this to the Committee on Community Business and Development? I think there's a misunderstanding with this awning, and would like to have the opportunity for the petitioner to explain what has happened here. So if we can refer that to committee, I'd appreciate it.
I'd
Thank you.
second that.
Motion made and seconded to refer item number 9 to the Community Development and Small Business Committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 11.
Item number 11 is an order sponsored by Counsel Anthony DePiero, President. It's a new petition for mechanical auto repair license from Protect Services at 394 Main Street with a favorable recommendation from the Committee on Community and Business Development.
Favorable action on the order?
Accept the motion.
Accept the committee report.
Motion made and seconded to accept the committee report, place on file, and favorable action. On the motion, Councilor DeFlorio.
I was just gonna make the corrections to 394 Main Street, but the clerk did it for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these are people that have been there for a while, and they've been working there. The petitioner is here, and it's only changing license from the original owner to this petitioner here.
Okay. Please call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Counsel Capone. Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Matusky. Yes. Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item number 12.
Item number 12, resolution sponsored by Councilor Wayne Matusky regarding an update on improvements to the municipal parking lot at Broadway and School Street.
Will you please read the correspondence, Mr. Clerk, from Mr. Navarro?
Dear Councilors, regarding Councilor Matusky's item 22 on the agenda tonight, in respect to the update on the parking lot on School Street, we just had our fence contract awarded, so we'll be starting at this location first to replace the fencing in the lot. We'll also be removing the old parking meters sometime this summer. They will be replaced with the new smart meter, which will more than likely be placed at the beginning of the lot on Broadway. If you could please forward this to Councilor Matusky, that would graciously be appreciated.
Councilor Matusky?
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank DPW Director Jerry Navarro for actually sending this communication this evening. I also have one from Community Development
Yes, I do
Director Sousa, which we don't have to read, but basically it says that that parking lot, along with the Norwood Street parking lot, will be completely remodeled and upgraded. And I want to thank both gentlemen for their great work, and I know it's taken, patience is a virtue, but we all understand that, and things take time and bids and so forth. But I'm glad to hear that this parking lot on Broadway at School Street will finally get some justice. Nothing's been done since the day it was built, and it's going to improve that neighborhood, and I thank these gentlemen. Thank you. I'd like to refer this back to sponsor. Thank you.
Motion made and seconded to refer back to sponsor. On the motion, Councilor DeFlorio?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to thank the administration for putting up the smart meters. It's about time that we come up to the real world. Thank you.
I agree. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
Item number 13, resolution sponsored by Councilor Wayne A. Matusky regarding the fence along the railroad tracks abutting Paris Street. There is going to be a, if I may, I'm sorry, Mr.
Go ahead, Mr.
President, if I may. ISD and the owners of the tracks are going to be doing a walkthrough through the whole length of all their fencing and all their tracks, I think within the next month.
Well, that's
I got that from ISD.
Very good to hear, Mr. Clerk. Again, I want to thank Mr. Soper in the building department. As I look at that fence at the end of Lewis Street, it's a dead-end street. The fence is fell apart, and I didn't really notice it until my neighbor brought it to my attention. There was children in that neighborhood. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. So I'm glad to see that. I hopefully they can at least get that part of the fence repaired as soon as possible. But I'll also refer this back to sponsor, and I will get an upgrade from Mr. Soper at a later date. Thank you.
Was there a second? Motion made and seconded to refer back to sponsor. On the motion, Councilor Hanlon?
I also, at Mr. Matusky's request, I went down and looked at the fence at the end of Lewis Street. You have no idea how bad it is unless you go and look at it. It's rusted, it's old, it's falling over, and I think if you lean on it, it will collapse for the rest of the fence. It's really in bad order. And if you look up and down, the rest of the fence is just like that. So it's, I hope that whoever this is going to really take good care of it, and quickly. You know, the summer months are coming, kids are going to be out of school, they're going to be looking for a place to hang around with, and I know when I was a kid, I did the same thing, so I hope they get it fixed as soon as possible.
Councilman Hanlon, if I may, Mr. President.
Go ahead, Councilor.
Brings up a very, very good point. I think I'd like to see this kept on the calendar. They said 30 days, so let's go to the end of June and get we want to request a written update.
We do have a motion on the floor that was seconded that has to be
Well, I'd like
voted
to,
on.
okay, well, I'm going to
Withdraw your motion.
withdraw the motion for referring back to sponsor. They did say that they would respond in 30 days, so let's give them the opportunity to get down there and do some work because of the serious nature of the issue at hand, and get a complete evaluation so we know where we're at. So I'd like to make a motion to refer this to the June
Second meeting in June?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Motion made and seconded to refer item number 13
Thank you, John.
to the second meeting in June. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 14, Mr. Clerk.
Item number 14 was an ordinance sponsored by Councilor John F. Hanlon, when he was present, establishing the livery licensing in the city of Everett.
Councilor Simonelli?
Can we invite the city solicitor up for a question?
Ms. Mahir? Motion made and seconded to invite our city solicitor. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
We're good. So I guess we just had a question for clarification. What exactly does a livery license grant someone, and what does it restrict them from doing?
It grants them the right to carry passengers in their vehicle.
Okay. And so is this just for passenger vehicles? Is there a restriction of the number of passengers under this license?
I don't have the ordinance in front of me, so
Okay.
I don't recall if it restricted,
Okay.
I mean, in a vehicle, number of passengers in a vehicle? It
Yes.
depends on, I guess, the seatbelts, which is the law.
Okay, sure. And will this apply to taxis in Everett?
No.
Or
No, that's something separate, I believe.
Uber, this one? Yeah. I don't know.
Just to clarify, Counselor, I believe this applies just to those vehicles with livery plates to license them.
Okay. And does this involve any ride-sharing companies like Uber?
I don't recall, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't recall, again, I don't have the
Yeah,
ordinance in
no,
front
it
of me.
would not, because it, if I may, it wouldn't, because in order to be livery, your call must be you can't call for immediate pickup. Think of limo.
Yeah.
Think of next Tuesday, my family and I are going to the airport. There's 8 of us plus baggage. That's livery, or
So-
packages.
Yeah. Okay. So like large vans,
There you go.
limos, that type of
Yeah, I
stuff?
mean, it could be a
But also
car,
it could be like a
but
town
but you
car.
would have
Okay.
made it a limo,
Suburban.
Okay.
a
So it's
limousine.
a
is
car for
livery.
hire that you can call in advance and reserve?
Right,
Okay.
The number of passengers would be limited by the number of seats.
Okay.
but not
Okay.
immediate pickup.
Sure. Okay, great. Thank you. That's all we had.
Motion made and seconded to excuse Ms. Mahir with a customary thanks. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Madam Solicitor.
Motion for arraignment?
Motion made and seconded for favorable action for arraignment. Please call the roll, Mr. Clerk.
Counselor Capone. Yes. Counselor Della Sola.
Yes.
Counselor DeFlorio. Counselor Hanlon.
Yes.
Counselor Matusky. Counselor McLaughlin. Yes. Counselor Napolitano.
Yes.
Counselor Sani.
Yes.
Counselor Simonelli.
Yes.
Counselor DePiero.
Yes,
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
the ordinance has been ordained. Item number 15.
Resolution sponsored by Counselor Della Sola and Counselor McLaughlin to invite Facilities Maintenance Director up to next meeting to report on the renovation of the bathrooms at the rec center on Elm Street.
Counselor Della Sola?
Yeah, myself and the Council McLaughlin were there a few weeks ago at a 5K event, and I couldn't believe the bathrooms at the rec center. I mean, it wasn't even, I can't believe they even have it open. It was that bad in the men's room. Now, if someone can answer this question, I just have a quick question. I thought we gave them money a couple of years ago to renovate the bathrooms. And this is why I have it on the calendar right now to try to get answers on this here. That's why
Sorry?
we have it on the calendar. It's just, Mike McLaughlin could comment on this. It's
Counselor
just-
McLaughlin?
I know we had money put aside for this. I thought we did renovate it, but he may be able to elaborate on this.
Thanks, Mr. President. I do recall a few years back, money's being appropriated, I thought, to be able to renovate the bathrooms as we look to keep the rec center opened. And then there was a water issue on the court, on the basketball court, that destroyed the court, and I know that they are going to put down a new basketball court now. I'm wondering what happened back then for the bathroom renovations that were supposed to take place, and is there monies available now to be able to renovate these bathrooms? As Council Della Sola said, they were really bad. When I was there a few weeks back, I was actually surprised on how bad they were. Just run down and old. no renovations at all in probably the last 20-plus years in those bathrooms. If we're going to spend the money to bring the basketball court back, in which I believe we should, we need to also look at the amenities that accompany the basketball court. So I'd like to refer this to Mr. Souza and
If you like, our clerk just stated that he would be able to get a response even sooner for you.
Refer it to me and I'll get you an answer.
Oh, okay. I'm
That's-
okay with that.
okay.
Sure.
That works.
Refer this to, so can we strike facilities maintenance director and insert city clerk Matarazzo in there for a response back?
Do we have
No,
to do
just
that,
refer
Mr.
it to
Clerk, or
me.
refer the whole piece to you?
Just refer it to me.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded to refer the piece to the city clerk's office. On the motion, Counselor DeFlorio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I mean, I think this is a great piece, and I do agree with my colleagues, but this rec center has had damages on that floor. I've been here 12 years, I think 4 times. I think we replaced that floor 3 or 4 times. So I think we have to be a little more intense than just renovate the
It's
bathrooms.
the flooding's a major issue in
flooding
the
is
whole
a major
neighborhood.
issue over there, and you can't keep throwing good money after bad. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion, and maybe we have to get together to find out what we're gonna do with this rec center, because the bathroom isn't gonna kick it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Counselor Simonelli?
The council is in full support of this item and just wants to say it's unacceptable for the bathrooms to be in that condition for such a long period of time.
Counselor Della Sola?
I know we're gonna get an answer from the city clerk, but I know there was damage on the hardwood floor there. They are gonna remove that and put a rubber floor down that will take, if it does get flooded again, it gets wet and drains out. But if we're gonna put this kind of money into it, I think the insurance paid for it, but if we're gonna keep doing the floor, now that it's a rubber floor, and if it does get wet, it won't damage it, we gotta take care of the other half of the wreck also, like we said about the bathrooms. They're disgusting, plain English.
On the
Thank you.
motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 16.
If
Counselor
I could,
Matusky?
Mr. President, when we refer to the recreation center, you know, in all fairness, we always name the Armory, the Conley Center. This is the Samuel Gentile Recreation Center. Let's keep that. Mr. Gentile served in this board, as we all know. The building's named after him. He played for the Red Sox in 1946. He started so many sports leagues in this community. He was one of the people responsible for getting the Armory. So let's, you know, give him his due. We do that with John Cial's room in the back, the Kavarian room. So let's just keep it, especially after tonight when the clerk is honoring past members of the council. Thank you.
Duly noted, Counselor.
Item number 16 is an order sponsored by Councilor John F. Hanlon to petition the state legislature to allow the city of Everett full authority to set the salary for the clerk of the city council as they deem appropriate.
Counselor Hanlon?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, on this item, I just want to refer to our state legislators, the state rep and our state senator. This in time immemorial has been in charge by the state, and all the other cities and towns in Massachusetts, an awful lot of them anyway, have made this themselves so that they can have the full authority on doing it themselves. And that's exactly what I'd like to ask the state to change that state law, or make an exception of that law so that Everett can do it on their own. That's all this is. So make no favorable action.
Motion made and seconded for favorable action and refer this to the state legislature. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 17.
Mr. Chairman, on item
Yes,
17.
Counselor?
I'm going to ask that it not be read. This is an item that should not be on the calendar. It's a conflict of interest for the city council to act on this subject matter, even though it is only a resolution. We could really get caught up in a law case, in which we don't want to do, and it absolutely is a conflict of interest for all of us to make a move on this. So I would just make a motion that, and you can do what you want, but I'm making a motion that we exclude it from our calendar.
I'm going to ask our clerk to elaborate on that if he is willing to.
All right. I mean, I don't want to speak for the council, but I believe the councilor is saying that the sponsor is involved in litigation with Massport, and I believe he feels that it draws us into it by entertaining this one way or the other. I hope I elaborated that correctly. Okay.
So There was a motion made.
On the
and
motion, Mr.
seconded.
President, I want to just address this, okay?
On the
Mr.
motion,
Chairman,
Counselor.
Mr. Chairman.
No. I have no lawsuit going
I
against
still have the floor, Mr.
Massport.
Chairman.
Counselor
There
Hamlin
is-
still has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, before we get into to a problem, and I'm talking about all of us getting into a problem on this, I'd like to have the city solicitor before us to make a decision on
That's
this.
fine with me.
If she says yes, fine, we can keep it. If she says no, it should be taken off the calendar.
Very fine. Is the solicitor in the building still?
I thought she was right here.
If she's not, I would recommend at least, at the minimum, laying it over.
No.
Until an
I wanna
opinion.
speak on it, Mr. President.
I'd rather get the city solicitor's opinion first, Counselor. I don't want to get the
That's fine,
council
but I wanna
jammed up in
speak
any
on it
kind
still.
of
It's my piece I
legal.
want to speak on. You let him speak, I want to speak.
I understand that, but until the city solicitor gives us an opinion, that's where the matter will stay.
Oh, that's fine with me. I'll wait for her.
Yes.
Just for protocol, can I just add some clarification? We have not officially taken item 17 at this time, is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Just want to get that stated for the record, okay? So at this time, there is no piece before us.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next piece of business, what are you talking about?
No, until the counselor asked that we not entertain it, so it's still up in the air.
Then why don't you read it and then let us speak on it?
There's a motion not to read it, Counselor, and that motion is before us at the time.
I've never heard of a motion in 37 years of here.
Yeah.
That is what's before us.
There's no motion like that. You read what's on the calendar.
Is she here?
She'll be here momentarily. Motion made and seconded to have our city solicitor before us. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Glad we caught you.
Huh? That's this close. Mike's on board.
There's a motion on the table by John Hill not to read this.
Counselor Hamlin, why don't you explain to our solicitor what
Mr.
you...
Chairman, through you to our city solicitor, my feeling is that item 17 should not be on the calendar, and it has not been read as an item yet. And I'm asking that it be removed from the calendar because of a possible conflict of interest between a member of the board and therefore placing the entire board in a conflict of interest. I want your opinion on that.
I agree. I think there's a potential conflict, so what I would advise is that the sponsor contact state ethics and explain the situation that he's involved in litigation currently. And it seems as though this could be an appearance of using your position as a city councilor to advance some sort of litigation. So I would advise you just contact state ethics, you get an opinion, and if they say there's no issue, then you can bring it back up.
Counselor Matusky, not on the item, on the motion itself, please.
On the motion, I don't have any lawsuit, okay, so that's not even a question here. I don't know where he's getting his information from.
But you
Mr.
stated
Chairman, if
that
I
on-
may,
you stated that
just-
as city.
No, I'm not, now I have the floor.
Counselors, please.
I have the floor.
Counselors,
You just
please.
spoke. It's my turn now. I don't have any
Let's be
lawsuit
civil,
against
counselors,
them.
please.
Where do you get your information from?
Through the chair, Counselor, through the chair.
Mr. President, I feel like my integrity's been questioned here. I don't have any lawsuit against Massport. All I do is try to represent this city in injustice being projected on us by airplane noise, okay? There's no lawsuit. There's no lawsuit.
Counselor, and to
Mr. Chairman.
to keep us out of any kind of litigation
There is
here,
no lawsuit by
Counselor,
me,
please.
maybe by
Counselor
somebody else.
Matusky,
You had
please let me
stated-
speak.
You had stated at a city council.
I
meeting
said
that
I
you were
was
involved.
considering it
I
and
think-
joining other people, but I have not done that at this point. And what other people do is their business. I don't have any lawsuits, so what's the problem? There is no problem.
You made a statement at a prior city
I
council
made a
meeting.
statement that I was
Through
considering
the
on
chair,
it.
Counselor.
Mr. President, I did make a statement. Other communities have filed lawsuits against various airports throughout this country with regard to sleep fragmentation. It's a serious disorder causing people serious health effects, okay? Now, we've got a problem that's inundating this That's why this is on the calendar. I
Counselor,
don't have any
we're
lawsuit.
not talking about the item, we're talking about the motion.
Well,
At
the motion is that not to read it. I don't get it.
What I
We're
would-
here to do
what I
a
would
job. I
suggest
don't
here-
have any lawsuit. I may have said that, and I was considering it. Okay. So,
Chairman, if I could just, Mr. Chairman.
but it's not happening, okay? Now, I still have the floor. The president asked me a question. I want to answer it. I want to do it right. I don't have any lawsuit. My neighborhood is being affected. This community is being affected unfairly, and Massport needs to be notified. I spoke to Mr. Sousa tonight on this matter. I've got some information.
Counselor, we're not going to talk about the item
I've
itself.
got
Please,
information that I
Counselor.
want to share with this community and this board. Excuse me, Counselor?
Through the chair, Counselor Matusky.
I don't have any law. You want to lay it on the table and let her find out if I do?
Let me speak for a moment, please.
We can do that.
What I would prefer that we all do to keep us out of any kind of trouble and whatnot is have Counselor Hanlon withdraw his motion and lay it over
I'll
until
lay
there
it
is an
on,
ethics
and then
opinion.
you find out
ruled.
if there's any lawsuit. How's that sound? Is that your job?
I don't believe it is.
Well, it's not my job. My job is to represent the people of Everett and the injustice that's happening and perpetrated on this community in the last 6 days.
Just the concern that I have is that.
I don't have any lawsuit.
Through the chair,
so.
Counselor Matusky.
If I could just finish. You did make a statement that you were involved in a
I was
in a lawsuit.
considering it. Read the review. I told
So
you that
that
other
would-
communities were doing it, and Everett should do the same. And there was a lawyer that said he was talking to some people. I don't have any lawsuit against Massport, okay? I should, but I don't. Now, this community has been ravished by the airplane noise in the last week. All right? So all I'm simply...
Counselor, again, not on the piece, and I'm going to cut you off and let Counselor Capone speak.
I don't have any questions of the solicitor. I don't know if there are any other questions. If there aren't, I just excuse customary thanks.
Thank you, Madam Solicitor.
On the piece itself, just as a courtesy to a colleague, I would say,
I don't have
through the
any
chair to Council Matusky, if he asserts that he is not a member or a party to any lawsuit that involves anything of the nature of this piece, I, as a courtesy to a colleague, I would say we should have it read and allow him to speak. If a council states that they are not a party to the lawsuit, and if Council Matusky is saying he's not a party to any litigation at all dealing with the airport or Massport, then I would take him on his word and allow the piece to proceed.
We still have a motion on the floor at the moment, so what is your pleasure, councilors?
Can I make it?
The motion was made and seconded.
Second?
To object to
On that
consideration.
motion, could I say a few words? This is a simple request. Are you going to recognize me, Mr. President?
Yes, Counselor, please be brief. We're getting
This is
repetitive
a
here.
simple request notifying Massport. I've got some information I want to share with this board and this community. I don't know if you realize it, Mr. President, but over the last week,
Mr. Chairman, that's not the motion.
okay, well, I'm trying to address this so that we can bring it up. I don't have a lawsuit. You heard from Attorney Capone, who said that it's unfair, and it's really questioning my integrity. Now, you either believe me that I don't have a lawsuit. I've been up here for 37 years. I've never heard of such a thing. But I want my colleagues to understand that this is affecting my neighborhood, Ward 2, sections of the city, and we got to address this problem. And I've got some information I want to share with you. I'm asking you to have it read and refer this to Massport and our community advisor, Mr. Sousa, to get some further information. Okay, that's all I'm looking for here.
Clerk Matarazzo?
Yeah, before we do anything, we first need to take a vote on the motion to object. The motion to object to consideration requires a two-thirds vote. The objection to reading it requires only a majority. Neither one is debatable. The vote must be taken immediately. We have the motion and then we can take up the motion to refer to Mr. Sousa. So the first vote has to be on whether or not to consider the question. And that should probably be a roll call. A yes is to consider it, a no is not. It requires a two-thirds vote.
Explain that vote, please, Mr. Clerk. A yes is to consider it,
Right.
to have it read.
Yes Yes is you object, it's sort of the opposite.
I say, there you go.
Yeah,
You're getting
sort of
tricky
the
here. I
opposite.
want to do this right. A no vote is to have it read.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Counselor Capone,
No.
Counselor Della Sola,
No.
Counselor DeFlorio. No. Counselor Hanlon.
Yes.
Counselor Matusky. No. Counselor McLaughlin.
No.
Counselor Napolitano. No. Counselor Sani.
No.
Counselor Simonelli.
No.
Counselor DePiero.
No.
1 yea, 9 nays, Mr. President.
What was the second motion, Mr. Clerk?
Well, since it's going to be consideration, objection to having it read doesn't apply anymore.
Motion made and seconded to read item number 17. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Item number 17, resolution sponsored by Council Wayne Matusky to notify Massport of extremely loud airplane noise on May 16th and 17th over the Revere Beach Parkway area.
Councilor Matusky.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I want to thank most of my colleagues here for agreeing with letting this be read. I'd also like to amend this, Mr. Clerk, from May 16th, May 17th, May 18th, and May 19th. We got a break for 2 days. Well, not a complete break, but it wasn't as bad. And today, May 22nd, I'd like to add those 3 dates to it, 18th, 19th, and 22nd. As we all know, it's been a serious issue in certain sections of the city. I talked to Mr. Sousa tonight. He had some information for me, and I had some information to him. I called Massport today, and instead of a recording, I got an actual office person there in the noise complaint department. I said, what is going on? For the last week, the noise levels have been... We're talking planes every 2 minutes, okay? Over Councilor Capone's home, my home, and Councilman Simonelli's home. So, make a long story short, it's unfair. This gentleman told me that they're doing a runway over there, and for the next 40 days, we are going to be inundated with plane noise. I said to him, well, why weren't we notified? He said the newspapers in our community were notified. I never read anything about it, okay? And not only that, we should get some remediation for the... I want to invite you to my home someday. You can't sit outside, okay? I wear earplugs at night, and it's a sad... My sleep fragmentation has occurred, okay? I sleep for 3 hours, I'll get up. It's terrible. I mean, I wouldn't even... I'm ashamed to say this, but it's really affecting my health, my neighbor's health. And as I said before, Mr. President,
Yes.
if you think what comes out of the back of a bus is a lot of pollution, you wouldn't believe what I've read that comes out of these jets. And, you know, there's so many of them. So I figured out 60 an hour, and I'm not exaggerating here. I know that I can overstate some issues at certain points. We're talking 2 a minute. 2 a minute. And we're not talking small planes, we're talking jets. And it is unbelievable. I don't know what the new development's gonna be like on the Parkway, where you got some good stuff happening. And if this goes more than the June 20th date or whatever the heck, the guy said 40 days. It's already been 10 days. Clerk Matarazzo lives over the flight path too, I believe. So, I mean, I'm not dreaming this stuff up. And all you gotta do is drive down the Parkway at any time of the day, and you're gonna see these low planes. And it really is coming to a point. We don't get anything in Everett. Chelsea gets something. East Boston gets quite a bit, Mr. President. But what good is soundproofing at your home? You're a prisoner in your house. You can't enjoy your gardening and so forth. It's really, I have a family barbecue. It's almost embarrassing. I'm just hoping that after this runway gets repaired, like the man said. And previous to that, I just want to mention that I called and...
Quickly, please, Counselor, come on.
And I've spoken to some other people, and they said it was the wind direction. I said, it's been nice for 4 days, the only 4 good days we've had in the last 5 months. And this is what we get. So needless to say, I would like to refer this to the Massport executives over there to
Councilor Capone?
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't want to belabor the matter anymore either, and I know that we've seen it up here a few times, but it's up here for a reason. The counselor is accurate. The planes do come in quick succession, one after the other. It could well be within a minute. I see them flying over my house all the time, and the part of the city that's impacted the most is Ward 1. And I do agree that we should be getting some sort of remediation in this community. We have, for years, been talking to Massport without really getting any kind of response back. For a long time, we didn't even have a representative on the advisory panel. And so there was no representation. But we do have someone now, and Mr. Sousa is a good guy, and he's doing what he can, but, you know, Massport really has to pay attention to this community. You look at all the communities that are directly in the line of traffic, they're getting remediation. We're not. You know, I don't know what the difference in the height is once it's over Everett and then it makes its approach to Chelsea, but I would say it's minimal. So it does affect a lot of our residents, and it's something that needs to be addressed. So I wholeheartedly support the piece, and in the event that there is going to be excessive traffic over the city, for whatever reason, whether it's airport shifting, repair work, et cetera, I would ask Massport to have the courtesy of contacting the city clerk to let us know, so that we could somehow inform our residents of increased traffic flow. But at this particular point in time, it continues to go forward. We do need to get some sort of resolution from Massport. I know it's the tail trying to wag the dog, but for the residents in this community who are impacted on a daily basis, we really need to be looking out for them, and that's all we're doing. So I wholeheartedly support the motion.
Is that a second, Councilor? Motion made and seconded to amend the piece by adding May 18th, 19th, and 22nd to it and sending it to the proper area. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Before we have a motion to adjourn, we have a birthday coming up. May 29th is Councilor Matusky's 40th birthday, I believe. So happy birthday, Councilor. And is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.